Those who insinuated that Errol Spence Jr. was faking an eye injury to get out of the Pacquiao fight now have all the excuses in the world for Oscar Valdez. We're going to talk about that. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I told y'all to beware of the narcs, aka narcos. I told y'all to watch out for the snakes and fakes. Y'all thought I was just saying this, but once again, Ego Stradamus strikes again. I told you about this man, Harvey Dent, right? Now, this was sent to me. They said Narcos, who has a YouTube channel on boxing, right? And you guys know who that is. Narcos is a clown. He is a racist beta girl. So this was Oscar Valdez giving his excuse and saying why he tested positive. Guess who liked it? Narcos. You see it right there. Narcos liked it. And ironically enough, we just had this very similar situation. I called him out particularly for the way he chooses to conduct himself. And it's funny, and this is exposing people. So Oscar Valdez, in case you guys don't know, tested positive for phentermine. Both A and B samples, they said he can still fight. I don't care if he fights or not, I'm not watching it. So we're doing the hashtag blackout. But you see the double standards in this sport of boxing. Narcos liked it, and this is him saying he's innocent despite what his test is showing. This is the same person, and that's why I was called out by Tish. Shout out to Tish. And I said, Narcos, LOL, but Errol Spence Jr. was faking his eye injury to him, huh? Right? In case you missed that. So Narcos was liking a bunch of posts and posts that was insinuating that Errol Spence faked his eye injury. Once I called him out, this is what he said. It says, that's why I stated on my live and Twitter that I didn't believe any of the BS conspiracy theories. Stop trying to do something to create something that isn't there for clicks. So then on top of that, he tried to insult my name and said that I ever have to use his name and falsify things for clicks. Now you done messed up. So I called him out for the BS because the big, I told you why I explained it. Go check that video. I explained it. Errol Spence Jr. has given Narcos his time, as well as let him talk to his trainer, Derek James, etc., and giving him bits. And for you to do that, it's two-faced, and enough was enough. So now you see the double standards. So he said, that's why I stated that I didn't believe any of the BS. So after Errol Spence seen my call out where I put him on Front Street, then he started backpedaling and saying I was doing something for clicks and it's a BS conspiracy theory, and he blocked me. But how is it a BS conspiracy theory when I have a screenshot of the post? And guess who liked it? You guessed it, Narcos. So it says, which eye had surgery? And this was clearly a difference of camera, front facing, selfie camera. Watch the old video if you need more information, because I'm not going to go over this again. But anyway, he was basically insinuating that Errol the Truth Spence Jr. was Errol the false, Errol the fake Spence, and that he pulled out for some other reason. Needless to say, ESPN contacted Errol Spence and he gave an exclusive interview, and we have not heard Narcos or Bernard Hopkins or anybody else that doubted Errol Spence Jr. come out and recant their thoughts. And this is where boxing fans need to stand up. Everything I'm saying is pure. Everything I say, I mean. So that's the reason why I called it out. And what do we know? A few weeks later, guess what? After me being blocked, cool. Guess what? Now you have the same person who is believing Oscar Valdez. So you publicly acted like you believed Errol Spence, but behind his back, you were fronting on him and liking posts that were suggestive and insinuating, you know what you did, insinuating that he faked an injury. But Oscar Valdez, who said he drank for minerine or whatever tea, you believe that. Case in point, Narcos. He says this is what he tells his audience. This is a must read for everyone on this. The tea thing doesn't seem crazy based on what's said here. That's a typo, he can't spell. Said her, but he means said here. And that contamination of products both here and abroad. So he's all on board with Oscar Valdez, but when it's a black fighter like Errol Spence Jr. who's giving you interviews, then you're not coming to his defense like that. Come on, the double standards. So he says this is a must read, and it says Fettermine explained, a toxicologist discusses, blah blah blah, and it's probably some BS to exonerate Valdez, but there is no exonerating him because he had signed up for the WBC clean boxing program. It was found in his system per the VADA rules, which is the ambassador of the clean boxing program. You have failed a test. It doesn't matter what his excuse is. You have something on, like, what's the difference between someone saying, oh, I didn't know, somebody put it in my drink, or it was some contaminated. There's no way to really quantify that. How come he hasn't even said what tea it was? Furthermore, so you see it. Now you guys see why I called the man Harvey Dent. You see the two-faced snake behavior. It says a must read for everyone. So he's trying to convince his audience that Oscar Valdez, it could have been cross-contamination with some tea. Ironically enough, Oscar Valdez did an interview, and after his team claimed that it was herbal tea, guess what? Now he says he don't know how it got in his system. Let's take a little listen to this here. Smash the like button.
By the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association. You don't have a prescription, do you?
No, I don't have no prescription.
How did it happen?
You heard that. He says, you don't have a prescription, do you? No, I don't have a prescription.
A stimulant prohibited by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association. You don't have a prescription, do you?
No, I don't have no prescription.
How did it happen?
What I can say is that I'm a 100% clean fighter. I don't know how that got into my body. I know every fighter is...
He said, I'm 100% clean, and I don't know how that got into my body, and I don't have a prescription. Fettermine is something you need a prescription for. So first you said it was herbal tea, now you say you don't know. Oh.
No, I don't have no prescription.
How did it happen?
What I can say is that I'm a 100% clean fighter. I don't know how that got into my body. I know every fighter is responsible for whatever they consume, but...
He said, I know every fighter is responsible for what they consume, but there is no but. You just agreed with me. You are responsible for what you consume, and you don't know how it got in your body, and you don't have a prescription, and it's a banned substance under the VADA rules, which you signed up for. That is a violation, my friend. But because of politics and racism, they're allowing him to continue fighting.
For whatever they consume, but on behalf of myself, I have no clear answer how that got into my body. I've always been and now...
I have no clear answer of how that got into my body.
Have no clear answer how that got into my body. I've always been and I will always be a clean fighter, so I have no serious question on how that got into my body.
I have no serious question on how that got in. That doesn't even make sense. But I think he meant to say I have no serious answer on how that got in my body. He's stuttering.
I have no serious question on how.
Listen,
I have no serious question on how. I be a clean fighter, so I have no serious question on how that got into my body.
So he said he don't know. He don't know how it got in his body. So it doesn't, ignorance is not an excuse. And the WBC came out and said it's not a PED, but then there's people who have been involved in the world of PEDs, both Mimo Heredia and Victor Conti, who are in that chemistry science world, and they both said it was PEDs, and they don't even particularly like each other. Yet and still, you have YouTubers who are saying, hey, this is a must read. Valdez, you know, trying to exonerate him. But when it was Errol Spence, that person is liking tweets that have now been deleted after I called them out that were suggesting that Errol Spence Jr. was faking the eye injury. So Victor Conti from Balco, and he has his own supplement brand, Bay Area. Fettermine explained, quote, I looked through FDA records and couldn't find any supplements that were specifically adulterated with Fettermine. Zero, nada. Herbal teas found with Fettermine. Seems that the lawyer for Valdez, Pat English, and the WBC made up an herbal tea story, Vada. See, when he popped, then you got to pick up the pieces. And now they've made a mess of this whole situation, right? So they're saying, oh, we don't know, it's herbal tea. Now he says he don't know, and he's still being allowed to fight. How can this even happen, right? Listen, Victor Conti says, why would WADA prohibit Fettermine use on the fight night if it did not enhance your performance? Are boxers going to lose weight during the fight? The reason is because stimulants enhance performance on fight night and do the same during training camp. Wow. Does the WBC not know science and only money? Man, the WBC, Canelo's gym, Eddie Reynoso, Oscar Valdez, it's looking shaky. Looking shaky. Fettermine is an appetite suppressant of the amphetamine class. Effects are similar. It as well established that these stimulants do enhance athletic performance. Many specifics, or it says many scientific references are available. Can anybody in boxing figure out why the WBC could not find them? Money, perhaps? Because the WBC, they claim that it's not. So you have a PED guru saying this is a performance enhancing, and there's no case studies that show Fettermine was in herbal tea. Now Valdez said he don't know how it got in his system, and you have YouTubers backing it up. Good luck cleaning up this mess. I'm the greatest. Smash the like button, subscribe for more cookage. Toodles. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.